a hoof clop as a hi-hat. Yeah. Hello, welcome to Andertons TV. My name is Jack Duxbury. Oz is behind the camera, and this is Joe from Teenage Engineering. What's up, mate?
What's up?
Now, it's been about a week this has been on the internet, so I know what it is, but if you don't know what it is, what have you brought in for us today?
So, I brought the newest addition to the EP series from Teenage Engineering. It's the EP-1320, otherwise known as the Medieval. It's a new version of the KO, I guess, but with completely medieval inspired. So we've got medieval sounds, we've got adjusted effects, we've got new effects that are different to the KO. Mm-hmm. We can get started with it.
Let's just get absolutely cracking. What are the so if you've been under a rock, you didn't see the KO2 or anything, what is it? Core headlines, you know. It's a sampler. What can we record into it? Lanes, tracks.
Yeah, so it's like the KO2. It's a sample composer. So we've got 96 megabytes of inbuilt ROM samples, so that can't be changed. And then
that's different, isn't it?
They're slightly different to the KO2 because the KO2 has 64 megabytes of user, so you can take the default sounds off. On this, you have 96 meg that are inbuilt of the medieval sounds. Then you have 32 meg of user sounds, and it does with the sample tool. They have their Teenage Engineering magic downsampling. Yeah. That's really high quality. So 32 meg for just getting started, more than enough.
Yeah, great. And I see one thing is the color scheme. I mean, it's so design orientated. What are the bits that hit you design wise?
Well, we've got it all in Latin.
That's a big one.
That's one of the big ones. For example,
but fake Latin, right?
Oh, some of it's as accurate as possible. Some of it is quite like, like for example, like effects is now pocus, like hocus pocus.
Nice.
But play has been changed to fabula, with like fable. So story, which I think is quite a cool little one. That's a fake one, fader. Where it actually looks more Nordic, to be honest. But that's for your fader now. And then some of the others, for example, like quantum is actually the quantity, but it's to do with the timing.
Nice.
So
word on the street is, I saw in one other video, this is real, are they actually Smelly Buttons?
They are Smelly Buttons. They smell like chocolate on the brown buttons a little bit. Get your nose in there.
This ain't the first time this week. They do genuinely smell like what a gift.
I know.
It's just the ultimate. I mean, I don't know how many people are into medieval stuff. This is the amazing thing with Teenage Engineering. Like, they've just gone so far out on a limb that hopefully this brings about innovation for all tech.
Yeah, 100%.
Just that spirit of fun. Should we hear some stuff? Because the inbuilt sounds on the KO2, when Matt came, the sounds have stood the test of time on this, and I'd love to hear some of this inbuilt.
Do you want to hear one of the demos?
Oh, yeah, hit me.
What we're feeling, medieval or techno?
Oz.
Medieval. I want to hear the medieval. It's called the medieval.
So
because we're all big medieval fans.
Exactly. So we'll go from hit the demos button. It's got 9 inbuilt demos.
Shakademus.
Yeah. So I'm going to go for.
It sounds amazing.
My favourite one as well. We've got the drunk effect.
That's new, isn't it?
That's a new punch-in effect. It's kind of like a gate, I guess.
If you want that, where else can you get that at the moment? So if you want that, these are available to buy here at Andertons, and you can come try this out in the store as well. That's one of the best things about Andertons in Guildford, is that if you want to come just rock out medieval...
Make sure to bring your Viking helmet.
Yeah, you're right. Danish Pete's going to lose his shit over this. I must say, I saw it come out and I laughed at it, but when you're hearing some of those kind of Foley type crunchy percussions, can we have a listen and maybe break down how the sounds are allocated between the banks, if you don't know how?
Yeah, so it's very the same kind of thing with the KO. We've got 4 groups which each have different sets of sounds in, and with each demo you've got all the groups are full. So if I go to a different demo, for example, in group A we've got lots of percussion.
Whoa! They're so well recorded. I tried swapping out the sounds in a side quest
on this,
and I thought, oh yeah, I can do better. I couldn't do better. I had all my sample, like the inbuilt sounds in here were so banging, so it makes sense that these are banging.
I mean, with the medieval as well, because it's so like, I guess out there in comparison to the KO2, they spent about 2 to 2.5 years on research, on figuring out what sounds they want, how they were going to do it, and who they were going to record as well, because getting traditional instrument players is quite hard nowadays.
Yeah.
Some of the sounds are also multi-sampled, so not on velocity but on pitch.
Within the same key group, you're getting different samples.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
So, for example, the brass here, that's not a one sample, so you can get nice tonality.
Nice! And you can set the scale modes and things on the pads as well. That's great.
Yeah.
And I had no idea how enveloping the animations would be on here.
Yeah.
Little candles, we'll get Oz to sweep in on some of those. So keys, candles, and as you're using the device, I've ended up buying one of these KOs after doing the video because I was
just blown away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I didn't realise in the demo how much information was coming at me on the screen.
It's sometimes, it's quite hard to, I think when you first look at it, it's very like, wow, that's a lot of colours, it's cool. But then it's so creative with the design of the colours and the choice of the diagrams that actually tells you what's going on.
Obviously, new aesthetic, new box.
Yes.
I know it sounds crazy, but this is when it came out, this was the ultimate Christmas gift last Christmas. The KO2. Yeah. The same thing again. This is such an amazing gift, not to buy yourself, but for other people. Yeah. Because it's so fun. What else do I want? I wanted to bring your attention, not only with these chocolate buttons, but one of the things that I never got through in the initial video, and one thing I found through time with this, and I don't know if you feel the same, is the sensitivity and the playability of the Aftertouch on the pads.
Yeah.
And how they relate to effects. So you said there's a new gate effect. Is that similar where the depth of how hard you're pressing?
100%.
Can we try demo that?
Yeah, so I'll load up.
This is one of those things, it might not come across on camera, but if you haven't tried it and you're thinking, oh, what a load of nonsense, this was the game changer for me.
Yeah.
When I realised how sensitive they were.
Yeah, exactly. So so this is just a demo I put together, a bit more electronic.
Oh! So hard.
So yeah, we've got a new gate effect. So I'm pressing really hard and it's only letting custom elements through.
Yeah, so I'm pressing on your finger, yeah. So
yeah. Do you want to go give it a go?
Yeah, it's hard to... But all within the tiniest infinitesimal pressure.
Yeah.
But it feels controllable.
Yeah, it does. Especially like I think also having like the visuals on it, for example, with the like the high pass and the low pass, being able to physically see how hard you're pressing.
Freaking love it, man. Yeah, I never got that across, but that's one of the things. And along with the note repeat
Yes.
feature, like for putting in
because this doesn't have the note repeat feature. This has an arpeggiator instead, which is slightly different. Instead of it being like a chop and a note repeat, it's more of like a. So if I hold down Quantum and do just press a note, it will start arpeggiating at that interval. But then if I add more notes. And then I can add swing if I wanted to. And then, but it also works on the drums as well. So if I... So you could make some weird patterns as well. You could do kind of a similar thing, but all with medieval sounds, obviously. So,
but as the KO customer, so I've already bought one of these.
Yes.
And this is blowing my mind, so I want one of these. But I can't put the sounds from this in here. So that's if I want those sounds, I've got to get this, yeah?
Yes. Because in theory, though,
they brought an update where we could, because when this first loaded, I couldn't put my own samples on. Then they changed it.
They added the app.
Yeah, and then I realised I should have just left it.
So I mean, if you wanted to, you could just record them out and then put them in.
But you still got that 32.
But you still got the 32 meg of user sounds, and it has that high resolution.
But the collector in me wants this. For the, do you know what I mean?
I mean, as soon as I heard it, I was like, I need to get my hands on it. It was so wild, and I was like, I'm quite a silly person, I'm a bit of a silly goose.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, this is humorous, this is funny. I just want it.
It's just weird. I can't imagine any other company making something this weird.
No, not at all.
And because Oz is normally in Guitar World, he had no idea this had come out this week.
No.
And it's insane to think about. Just to finish up, we'll get Oz to flick through some of the sounds. What sounds have you got any favourites in there?
I definitely think so it's got like head chopping sounds and axe throwing, that kind of thing. In fact, I've used it in this.
It's a head rolling.
I think that is actually what that is.
Yeah, it's a head rolling.
Brilliant.
But then
Oz would know.
But then you've got like mooing cows, chickens, goats, that kind of thing.
The BBC radio are going to buy this, the Archers. Those Foley, they're the things that I find hard to find.
Yeah.
And often I've been guilty of buying a few packs of it, because I'm lazy. I can't be bothered to record my finger clicks or whatever. But for the cost of it, all in, especially if you haven't got this.
Yeah, I mean, just as well, like the sheer randomness of it, like the type of a Foley that you get from it. Like one of my projects at the minute with it is I'm trying to do a rescore of Vikings Valhalla, the Netflix show. I'm trying to do a song for that.
Oh, Lagatha, she's my jam.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Mummy.
I've been really enjoying that show, so in my free time I've got a project on my computer where I'm rescoring it on this.
Come on, you must have felt like it was made for you.
As soon as I started watching Vikings Valhalla, and then I had a phone call, a call with Teenage Engineering, they're telling us about it. I was like, wow, okay, I've got to, once I get my hands on it.
That's great. And they're available, are they in the stores now?
Yeah.
We can order these. Oz is going to come over. We'll flick through some sounds, all of us, and we'll have a play through the sounds to give you an idea on the outro of just what it sounds like. But other than that, if you want to get hands-on, Andertons, it's only half an hour outside central London, right in the middle of the country. You can even fly in. If you're from Heathrow, even quicker. And try this thing. Thanks so much for coming along, mate. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you again on Andertons TV soon.
That's sick. That's a
snares
gnarly snare. We're getting there.
the hoof clop as a hi-hat is...
To be fair, I've actually been doing that. That's like a tape stop.